Indus Delta is the fifth largest delta system in the world, covering an area of over 41,000 square kilometers. This delta is the seventh largest mangrove forest system also. It accounts 97% of Pakistan's mangrove cover and 68% of fish exports. 13% of Pakistan's population lives in the deltaic districts of Badin, Thatta and Karachi. Starting from the Tibetan plateau, the mighty Indus River reaches the Indus Delta after a journey of 3,000 kilometers. The fan-shaped Indus Delta consists of 17 creeks, estuaries, swamps, mudflats, marshes and mangrove forests. Indus Delta was designated a Ramsar wetland of international importance on 5th November 2002 and was enlisted in the Global 200 ecoregions by WWF. One of the most ancient scriptures of the world, Rig Veda, says, "The commotion of the roaring Indus waters can be heard in sky heaven. Sparkles of silver flow give a glory to it." But the reality now, 4,500 years after the times of Rig Veda, is that the once called the Lion River, the mighty Indus or the Sindhu, is now most of the times a bed of flowing sand. The degradation of the Indus Delta is now being seriously taken.
The Pakistan Senate Standing Committee on Science and Technology had sent a letter to the Prime Minister of Pakistan indicating that the deltaic regions of Badin and Thatta will be sunk in the sea in 30 years and the largest city of Pakistan, Karachi, in 60 years. This alarming find suggests that the degradation of the Indus Delta might have contributed in the overall climate change in the Indus Valley.
Within the Indus Delta, there are hundreds of lakes and lagoons in Thatta and Badin districts, which are the major sources of livelihood for many communities, especially the indigenous fishing people. Apart from livestock and agriculture, the Indus Delta is an important region for unique biodiversity and home for many migratory birds. This area is rich in culture, music, and a cradle of tolerant Sufi. The several colorful indigenous people of this area are now enduring the pressure of economic displacement and poverty. Every year, thousands of Jat Kamilier people gather at the shrine of Saint Samlo Fakir near Seer Creek to pray for the better days to come. The degradation perhaps have many reasons, but the key problem is drastic reduction in the discharge of Indus water in the delta.
One of the key reasons that Indus Delta is getting degraded day by day is because of the reduction in the discharge of water downstream Kotri Barrage. Before 1930, the downstream Kotri Barrage flow was 150 million acre feet, which came down to 80 million acre feet in 50s after the barrages and dams, and also further came down to a record low of 1.5 million acre feet in 2001 and 2002. Now, on a regular basis, on an average basis, the downstream discharge is 10 million acre feet. But the thing is that at the time when the downstream Kotri Barrage flow was 150 million acre feet, the silt deposit was 400 million tons. Now there is a deficit of the deposit of the silt in the delta, which can be accounted to almost 26 to 30 million tons per year. This deficit of deposit of the silt further exposes the delta to the sea intrusion and degradation.
In Sindhi folklore, the once romanticized and glorified Seer Creek is now losing its mudflats. Similarly, the desert of Kutch, the Shakur Lake, and several other lakes and lagoons in the delta are severely degraded. The Dhoropuran riverbed is now choked by the left bank outfall drain and its tidal link, leaving communities in a deep state of perpetual poverty.
My grandfather used to tell us that there was thick forest and a lot of wildlife, the vegetation, the grazing areas. People used to go there for their animals.
The left bank outfall drain project is now being accused of becoming a channel of bringing the seawater inland, resulting to destroy the ecology of Nariri Jabbu Lagoon complex as well as several other lakes and lagoons. In fact, the Indus Delta region has been a cradle of civilization mentioned by several historians and travelers. Among them, Ibn Battuta's treatise is very interesting. The 8th century Arab invasion also started from the first fall of then ancient port Table in this region. UNDP-GEF Small Grants Program realized the rapid degradation of the Indus Delta and decided to designate it as its focused region in July 2006. SGP has implemented 79 small projects in the region. Since then, despite its small portfolio, the program was able to mobilize community-based organizations in the deltaic districts and started working on creating a network of civil society organizations in the remote parts of the region and building their capacity, creating awareness regarding the decay and environmental hazards confronting the deltaic region at the national and international level, developing innovative low-cost and energy-efficient housing and cooking solutions to alleviate poverty and equip the communities for adaptation, focusing on promotion and conservation of high-value rare and indigenous livestock breeds including Kharai camel, Richi sheep, Kamori goat, and Sindhi Lakhir horse, promoting reforesting, afforestation, agroforestry, and mangroves reforestation and conservation of existing natural resources.
Pakistan has a very successful small grants program with the GEF UNDP. These projects have resulted in some extraordinary innovations, especially in the housing and cooking technologies. We have had recognition from the Global South-South Expo twice, and we have received both the provincial and federal government's requests for assistance several times. Out of this, the Sindh government has also taken up a project which is replicating the GEF Small Grants Program housing model with a funding of $2.3 million. The 400 units that the SGP constructed have proven to be truly disaster resistant and energy efficient.
The houses constructed in 2009 withstood 1 mild cyclone, 1 earthquake, 2 flash floods, and 1 heavy and long spell of rains in 2011. SGP Pakistan also successfully developed prototypes of compressed earth block and hollow block making machines in addition to developing several designs and prototypes of energy efficient houses. The housing units were visited among several others by the President of Pakistan, Ms. Helen Clark, Speaker National Assembly, and private sector builders. SGP Pakistan has also gone a step further in providing cooking solutions by developing a metallic, portable, and energy efficient stove using heat entrapping technology. So far, more than 8,000 stoves have been manufactured and distributed in different parts of the country.
An additional project has been the planting of mangroves over 7,000 acres in 3 creeks of the Indus Delta, and we have trained more than 65,000 people from 17 creeks on conservation.
SGP Pakistan successfully rehabilitated a portion of the degraded Ramjar designated Nariri Lagoon in Badin district in 2009. However, the glory of success only could sustain for a year as the unprecedented flood in 2010 destroyed the embankments, again exposing it to the industrial waste as well as the high TDS seawater. SGP However, rehabilitated Choraji Bhandari Dhoro in 2014, which is situated near the Indian border in an extremely high salinity area. These models are being considered by other donors and the government departments to replicate.
So I think this delta in Badin and Thatta district could be rehabilitated, and there have been several initiatives by United Nations development programs, small grants program, GEF. These could be scaled up and delta could be improved to provide the similar services to the people, to the environment, and with little efforts, with a policy focus and the cooperation of all the stakeholders, the delta can be rehabilitated.
Small Grants Program cannot write the Rig Veda again, but it definitely can strive to prove that the ancient holy scripture is eternally right about the glory of the river Indus and its people.